Hey everybody, it's Jody here with Pugh Leadership Academy and Melanie Pugh, DMD, and we are now January 21st of 2026, and just saw in an email a couple of days ago that Cain Watters has released their outlook for 2026. And I spent my first part of my career in the corporate world. I have an MBA, and was a marketing major and marketing manager and sales manager, and involved in all that corporate stuff. And so I am always fascinated by studying not just companies, but also what's the industry doing? What is the business world doing? What is consumer confidence doing? How are people responding to things in the market? I just find that stuff interesting. And so Cain Watters being a thought leader in the industry, it's always good to see what they have to say about things. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to kind of talk through their 2026 industry outlook and just kind of give my take on what they're saying for what it's worth. Now, before I do that, if you don't know, we have a community on Facebook called Private Practice Dentist. We're just kind of getting it started up. And if you come across this video, I encourage you to jump over to Facebook, join us on Private Practice Dentist in that group. One of the things that I believe in any of the groups that I've ever managed on Facebook, and over the years I've done a few, is I don't like trolls, I don't like smart alecks, and I don't like know-it-alls coming in and commenting on social media posts. So if you have a question, not that long ago, I posted in our community group on Facebook, hey, this thing's going on with our cabbage palms, and the number of smart alecks and know-it-alls just is unbelievable. And it's like, man, I deleted it. I'm not even going to bother anymore. Well, that's not what our group on Facebook is about. So if you are a private practice dentist or anywhere in the industry around private practice dentistry, jump in. We invite you to jump in. We'd love to have you there. Now, I will just apologize because I just noticed myself sniffling. I am having this tremendous allergy thing that I'm going through, and I've tried Zyrtec, Claritin, I'm doing the nasal spray, and so I'm still kind of sniffling and my voice is a little rough, so I apologize for that. So let's jump in and take a look at this. It came through, I'll get their emails, and this is the article is titled, and it's on Cain Watters and Associates, and it's titled 4 Shifts Reshaping Dental Practices in 2026. It's written by Justin Crawford, came out January 7th, 2026, and really interesting. And one of the things that just right at the beginning, as we turn to page 2026, the industry stands at an important inflection point. And patient expectations, economic uncertainty, workforce challenges, and financial realities are all shifting, and dental practice owners need to be prepared to adapt. And I agree with that totally here in our practice. One of the other things it says right here at the top, last year we used the term cautiously confident to describe our dental outlook. This year, with a mixed bag of economic indicators, consumer prices remaining high, and the constantly shifting price of healthcare, the operative phrase for practice owners in 2026 should be intentionally resilient. And I agree with that too. Look, in 2025, beginning of 2025, we had just had a new administration elected into office. Whether you're pro one guy or pro the other, pro one party or pro the other, I don't even care. What I don't buy into myself, and this is one of the keys with how I live my life. I do not buy narratives. I do not buy BS. I see through all that, I try to see through all that. And what I want to know is, what are the facts based on principles? Principles being the natural laws of how things work. And then what are the facts? So I don't get tied into all of the, Fox News versus CNN, Trump versus Biden and all that. I'm just looking at what is going on in the business world when it comes to this sort of thing. And so as we, in our office, in our community, we're greatly impacted by some negative economic factors from the Biden administration. And, nothing to do with him being Democrat or pro, or it's just true. We saw tremendous inflation and consumer confidence go down, which affected us. Now that's true. And so when Trump came back into office, I think so many of us were excited because we thought this change in administration, and let me say this, 56 years old, I've always followed these things, and I can tell you that whenever there's a change in administration, it can lead to some economic boost, even if it's not the party that you wanted to be voted in. So with a new administration coming in, kind of excited. Trump was known as the economic guy, the guy that's going to make our economics really great, and then came in and focused on other things instead of getting business really cranking for those of us in the small business world. And what happened was we had a big January all across the country, to my understanding. And then things kind of tapered off because the focus was on other things. Some of the things coming out of the administration didn't sound like things that were good for business. We had wars happening and wars going on and talk of crazy, we're going to make Canada the 51st state and all of this. Well, that's not good for business, for small business people like us who rely on consumers having a great feeling of certainty about the positive nature of what's going on in the economy now and in the short term to midterm future. That type of stuff makes people go, I don't know, let's see what's going to happen. And they hold their money a little more. And so for us, where we are, that's definitely what happened to us. There was a lot of excitement, man, 2025 is going to be great. We're going to go in there and crush it. And it didn't turn out to be quite what we thought it was going to be. Now with 2026, we don't know. So we need to be really, really good with what we're doing. And so the 4 things that they recommend, number 1 is offered a menu of payment options. Now, one of the things with their article that they talk about is that you kind of get really good on the basics. And so my thing is always be really good on the basics. Whether the economy is good or whether the economy is bad, we need to be executing the fundamentals. We need to be blocking and tackling at all times at the highest level in our dental practices. And, we've been doing this 20 years, and sometimes you can take your eye off the ball. Like, I'll give you an example. We're about to put carpet and repaint our office, put down carpet. We should have done it a long time ago because you just can kind of get accustomed to things and lose your focus on or not see things as well as you should when you've been in it for a long time. So always be on top of what type of options you're giving your patients, because right now patients are less likely to say yes to big treatment than they would be when the economy is rolling in a way where there's very high consumer confidence. So what's the answer to that? Give them options that make it easier for them to say yes to treatment. Very, very common sense. But I would say do that all the time. Always be on top of that. Even when the economy's rolling and you're swimming in money, always give your patients a lot of options and work with them, understand where they are and what's important to them within their financial and dental mindsets, and then work with them and have good options for them there. Number 2 is make marketing a priority. And I would say this continues. This is another thing that I would say, you can't take time off on your marketing. You can't take time off on making sure that your messaging is right. And one of the things it talks about here is it's not necessarily about spending the most money. It's about being really smart with your money. And it talks about how historically we kind of look at marketing like I'm doing some ads here, I'm doing some ads here, I'm doing some ads here, doing some ads here. But in terms of having that integrated marketing plan, your typical dental practice may not be there. So what they suggest is really having a really smart integrated marketing plan within your office. And I would say always do that. It's something you should always do. Align customer service with patient expectations. Now we're really getting into, and marketing as well, into our wheelhouse. And so what's really interesting when you talk about patient expectations is I believe in general, if you're talking about anything in the medical space, that patients have very low expectations. So it should be really easy to meet and exceed patients' expectations in the world of dentistry. It's really easy the first time they're there, but as they come back and continue to come back, it creates that sort of catch-22 where you've created an expectation. Your expectation was here, and now it's here because you're really focused on your patient experience. Now, patients are, more informed, more demanding of convenience than ever, and they've grown accustomed to seamless consumer experiences in nearly every industry. I don't believe that they're experiencing this in the medical world. And so I think that still is an opportunity for us to really wow our patients through the experience that we give them, because the medical experience sucks in this country. I just had my blood work drawn this morning. I went to one of the big blood drawing companies to have it done, and just had a really great interaction with the phlebotomist who did my blood work this morning. Now, it was unbelievable. But if I removed myself from it being a medical type of environment, I would say, it was nice. We had a nice little conversation. I'm not used to that. I'm used to, they take you back. You're just a number. You're like a cow with a tag in its ear getting worked once a year. And you go back, you get your blood done, and then you're done. But this person actually interacted with me, which is normal. But because my expectation is so low, I just had a really great experience with that. I felt the really great thing with that. And I came back to the office talking about it. She was from Venezuela. One of our hygienist is from Venezuela. I was like, oh my gosh, I met this Venezuelan girl this morning. Let me tell you about it. And the truth is, it was just a nice conversation. But because it was in a medical space where I have such low expectations of what to experience, I was just really excited. It far exceeded my expectation. And so this is one of the places in dentistry that I think we have such a huge opportunity, is because we can provide great experiences for our patients. And patients have low expectations of medical experiences. And it creates an opportunity for us to really do something special with our patients by focusing on patient experience. And one of the things that we do, we have a course on patient experience. This is really in my wheelhouse. I'm very passionate about this as well. And to me, patient experience is about processes, but it's also about people. It's mostly about leadership. So if you're the owner doctor and you want to increase your patient experience, well, take a step back and go, well, what is the vision that we have in our office? Is it compelling to our people? What is our mindset in the office? What is our office culture? And have we created an environment where it's just natural for our team to blow it out of the water with the way that they are serving not just their patients, but each other? And so patient experience is something that like the others. And the point of the article is like, hey, really need to button down on the fundamentals. And I totally agree. And I'm not disputing what they're saying. I'm just exclamation pointing it, because I think they're exactly right. Difference is, I would say, do this all the time, not just when it's when things are a little bit questionable in the economy. And then the fourth thing, and this is where I'm so excited to see this, treat practice culture as a strategic priority. We are the culture people. We believe that to have a dream dental practice, you have to have a world-class culture. Most people don't teach culture. Most people don't think about culture. Most people aren't really into thinking about, like, what can we do to enhance our culture, while we're over here going, you need to have world-class culture, because everything great that you will do to deliver that dream practice lays on top of the foundation of your world-class culture. And so this is just such a great point that they make. And I would encourage you, if you haven't, or if you haven't seen this, go to Cain Watters, find this blog post. It's 2026 Dental Industry Outlook, and make this your game plan for the year. Whether you ever buy one of our courses or not, this is what you need to do. This is just so important, especially in a world where things are truly changing for us in the private practice world. Now, in this article, they link to another article called Improve Job Satisfaction in 2025. So this would have come out a year ago, and it's really focused on workplace culture. And there's a little chart here that says dental practice staff motivators, and it lists the top 3 motivators for changing jobs. Survey data from the last year show that the top 3 motivators for changing jobs were more than income. And I'm going to dispute this. Associate dentist, top 3 reasons for changing jobs: career advancement, better work environment, higher pay. And to me, all of those things come into play. But if you have a great culture, it kind of diminishes those things. The better work environment would play directly into culture. Hygienist, better location, higher pay, better work environment. Better work environment, culture. Dental assistants, higher pay, better work environment, more appreciation. It's the work environment. Practice managers, higher pay, better hours, an equal combination of better work environment, more appreciation, and career advancement. It is the work environment. Billing specialists, better location, better work environment, career advancement. It is the work environment. Front office associates, higher pay, better location, better work environment. That's it. It's not the other things. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say that pay doesn't matter, career advancement doesn't matter, recognition doesn't matter. What I am saying is if you have a world-class culture, that would definitely bring a better work environment. If you have a world-class culture, that means you have a business that has a compelling vision, that everyone on your team, all of the stakeholders, can see the vision and understand where you're going and what you're trying to do. And they see what's in it for them, and they get really excited about making that happen. And then you create the norms of here's what's going to be our standard for how we do things. And then these are the processes we have to follow to make those things happen. And you put those in play, and you lead, and you give them a reason to want to be part of that, that all those other things work themselves out for the most part. Associate dentist, career advancement, better work environment, higher pay. Well, if you're being cheap and paying on peanuts, then have a great work environment, well, then that still could come into play. But if you're basically within the norms on all of these things, but you have a world-class culture where people know every day they're making a difference, not just with patients, but also with their teammates and with the practice in general, and they know that they're bringing value, and they go home feeling good about what they did every day, and there's mutual respect around the office, kind of drama free, and everyone's on the same page, marching to the same beat, then a lot of these other things go away. And so when you think about what to do for 2026, I would encourage you, just like these guys said, lock in your marketing right, your integrated marketing message. Your integrated marketing plan should be really concise and really not haphazard, and it should reflect your brand properly. Get your culture dialed in, get your patient experience dialed in. If you really lock in on all of those things, you really are building yourself up to compete against your competition, whether that competition is corporate, whether that competition is private practice around up the street, or whatever. And so these are the keys. So I love this article. thought it was really good. I thought I would just hop in and add a couple of thoughts to it of how I see it, having built a fee-for-service office with 4 doctors and 20 some employees and 5 hygienists and I think I said fee for service. We're not in network with any insurance plans. This is how we did it, and we now teach how we did it. And how we did it is really, really culture, patient experience, marketing, leadership. As a matter of fact, those are the names of our courses. So jump in if you can. Find us on Facebook at the Private Practice Dental Group, and like and subscribe. So if you see this, that you'll see whenever we have these updates come along. And thank you for following along. I hope that listening to me ramble on a little bit provides some value for you on things that you may be able to do, or maybe see things differently in your practice.